Hello, Annette, Stanton here. I want to talk about being comfortable in your own skin. It's a big ask. I was just talking to a woman this morning. I was at a women's gathering, and it was interesting because what we noticed that as a collective, that a lot of the women were sharing how they felt comfortable in their own skin in certain areas of their life, which you would think that would be, rightly so, yes. So, comfortable at home, around the family, around certain friends, around even in the workplace, knowing what it was that they enjoyed doing, what they were doing, and where they needed to be each day as such. So it's a knowing into the future, as well as a knowing from the past. So today I want to talk about the presence of being comfortable in your own skin. Now, this goes beyond being present. This is a spiritual awakening that occurs through awareness. So don't be concerned or don't be alarmed about that word spiritual, because we are all spiritual beings having a human experience, right? The problem is we've just got caught up with the physical, and most of us are focusing on the physical. And just as a byproduct, one of the women was saying, I'm still trying to work out who I am now that I've grown up in my life, right? So when we're in that search, then we're not in the present moment of really feeling our way through the day, through each moment. So it's an inner body experience. And it's interesting because I said, in my personal training days, the most common statement I used to make is just take deep breaths and relax the body and the mind. Now, interesting, as a holistic life and business coach, that's what I find myself saying to all my clients now is just take some deep breaths and relax, and that presence will speak to and through you. Now, this is a practice because the mind wants to take over. The busyness of the mind, the knowing knowledge of the experiential mind, the results-driven mind, the research, scientific, logic mind, it's proven. We're going beyond that. So where does it go into? It goes into the invisible. Where do we go into that? It's through the breath and being able to go into your body and feel it, because your body is guiding you throughout the day. Your body is talking to you. The question is, are you listening in so that you know which direction to move? What is your next inspired steps? If you're not, and your mind takes over based on the to-do list, based on all the things that, yes, to be responsible throughout your day, the things that you know that you've brought into your life that has empowered you, and at the same time you may have lost your way of feeling and sensing everything as a chore. So that is where you've disconnected. You've disconnected from the body, and the mind has taken you over. Makes sense? So this is where some people wake up in the middle of the night because they can't sleep, and this is where we have an overactive mind, which creates an overactive kidney and liver, and everything, is a cycle. So I just want to give you 3 ways to really practice. It is a practice to step into the presence of your mind, body, heart, and soul, so that you can be comfortable in your own skin wherever you are throughout the day, whatever roles that you're in, whatever clothing you have on, then you still feel comfortable within your own skin, okay? In other words, you don't have to take on a hat and be a certain person if you're in this group, or take on that hat, or, wear certain clothing if you're in that group, because then you take on this persona, right? That's hard work to try and keep up with all the hats and which juggle, who's the real person. Now, if it's happening naturally for you and you feel so at peace and grounded and at ease, then that's your authentic self coming forward. And that's why I love, working with the whole person, because we have an unlimited possibilities inside ourselves in who we truly are at any given time throughout the day. Okay, so let's start with going inwards. The mind, taking the mind inside the body, inside the muscles, relaxing the body and the muscles through deep breathing. You can do it right now. Just take a deep breath in. Send the mind inwards, turn the inner eyes inwards towards you and take it into the belly. Have both feet grounded on the floor and just feel it. And as you send that breath throughout the body, and then you can start to be connecting at a deeper level. So it's then asking your body questions. Questions like, what is important to me today? In what way can I nurture you today? So you're talking to the entity inside that you know deep inside that you might be pushing aside. When I have time, then I'll do that. Yeah. When I have money, then I'll do that. So you got to listen in, because this is your calling when you listen into the inner voice by asking it questions. Okay. And one of the ways that I was able to channel that myself and tune in, because of my mindset wanting to race away, and also my visionary nature wanting to step into a future quickly, right? I'd come back to the here and now. And one of the ways that I do that is through writing. So intuitive channel writing by listening to the voice, but asking questions within yourself. And it's the simplest of questions, as I said. In what way can I serve you today? In what way can I nurture you today? What's important to me today? Yeah. And if there's one thing that I could do for you today, and it's, and I'm not talking about, get on a plane and travel to the Bahamas. Now, if that's where you are divinely being guided, yes, that could be. But it's normally the simplest of steps. Make time to go for that walk. Make time to ring a friend that has been on your mind in the last couple of weeks. Yeah. Make time to just get conscious about looking into your own eyes and looking into the eyes of your loved ones. It is so simple, because then it actually brings you back in. Every action you take brings you back into your presence. The presence will always speak to and through you. And the third area that may support you is then listening in and acting on that. Acting on that in a way whereby this is the key, whereby you're detaching from any results. So most of the time we say to ourselves, I don't have time for that because I need to be. So there will be a survival mechanism that you take yourself into. I need to be working harder. I need to get onto this project. I need to. So it's noticing that when you come back in and listen in and act on that, and practice letting go of those other voices that keep coming in and overriding by detaching from any result. Because the ego mind will say, well, where's that going to get me? That's just a waste of time. Half an hour of walking around the block, there's no results in that. What's the productivity? What's the efficiency around that in getting me over there, getting me forward to achieve my goals? Now, I'm talking about especially if you know that there are certain goals that you want to move towards and you're not moving towards those in a way that really feels like a free flow, then this is where you start. It's coming back to a neutral level because you're not listening. If you're not listening in, then you're trying to get over there without being here first. Make sense? I'll say it again. If you're trying to get over there without being here first, being here now actually is your inner guidance. It's the presence within that is guiding you and speaking to and through you that will take you to a momentum, a creation that will create form. Okay? The invisible will turn into the visible, and then you'll identify the consistent action that is important to you, that has you stay grounded and moving into, whereby you're not chasing after, you will draw it towards you and you'll realize, I'm already living it, because that's the key. So conscious presence, being inside your own skin. And that goes the same for, just allowing, being with. Feeling the energy of the room wherever you are right now. Tuning into that. Feeling your heart and soul, the beating, and noticing the heart and soul of the next person that you're connecting with. Just being in that space and notice what opens up.